Umahi donates 30 million naira to Adoration Ministry, begs Mbaka to stop attacking Buhari. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State has said that the Southeast governors, Ohanaeze Ndigbo and other important persons of the zone are making effort for Nnamdi Kanu to be released from detention as soon as possible. The editor learned. Now the news in detail. Umahi said this during the 2021 Harvest Thanksgiving and Bazaar of the Father Ejike Mbaka's Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Nigeria. Amen. Held in Enugu today, 24th of October, 2021. He used the opportunity to plead with Father Mbaka not to say anything against Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari when he visited the Southeast. Umahi donated 30 million naira, 200 yams and 100 bags of rice during the Thanksgiving service. He advised Nigerian leaders to provide good governance to the masses who elected them. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State and other dignitaries were present at the occasion. Wow, wow, wow. This is like, okay, we will not say we didn't see this one coming. We will not say the lecturer did not see this one coming, but this wasn't expected. Like, this particular scenario was not expected. Now, giving money and items to say one should stop speaking against Buhari. The thing is, people are not speaking against Buhari. That is just the truth. We are in a democratic system. I mean, we practice a democratic system of government in this country. People have their own right to air their opinion. The government is not doing well means they are not doing well. That means they should sit up. Rather than the government should hold on to these criticisms as criticisms, it should be creative to fish out, to extract the ones that are pointing hands in directions. Okay, this place we're not doing well, let us do well. Other than try to quiet down those who show them where they are failing. It is not an attack. It should not be seen as an attack. It should be seen as a correction. And at the end of the day, if it is seen as a correction, they are going to, take the necessary information that they want to and leave the ones that they do not need to take. Donating money now and food items do not solve Nigerians' problem, to be precise. They do not solve Nigerian problems. You are not telling the government themselves to employ the use of dialogue in dealing with the electorates. You are not telling the government themselves to make sure that the electorates are in open communication with them, that they have a flow of communication. The government talks to the people and the people talks back to the government and the communications continues like that. Not that the government will come out and talk to the people, and at the end of the day, when the people talks back to the government, they are being arrested and harassed and dehumanized. It is not supposed to be so. I only agree with the part where he said that people and the government, the leaders, should provide good governance to the masses who elected. This is the only part I agree with. That is the only part I agree with. They should provide good governance, which is what both the NSAS protesters, both the Yoruba nation, both the Biafran nation, and what have been agitating for: good governance. They have been standing up against bad governance, which has led to police brutality and a lot of other host of things. Meanwhile, it is seeming that anyone who comes against this government, the person is going to be dealt with. That is what it is seeming like. You come out and say, oh, this government has not been doing well in this area. Before you know it, before you say Jack Robinson, you have been arrested, manhandled, and been named a terrorist. That is what it is. You call on the government to make sure that they do what they are supposed to do. They take their function seriously and well. And at the end of the day, before you know it, you are arrested. I do not understand what is really going on. Now, the problem of Nigeria is not in going to any place to donate things and come out and tell the person to stop talking about this government. The thing is, this administration has failed. It has failed in quite a good number of places. That is just the truth. Now, since it has failed in quite a good number of places, if the people do not come out and say you have failed here, how are you supposed to find out? Since it seems that you are only listening to yourself, and it is even very bad and outrageous that not only that the presidency is not saying that it has failed in some area, even those surrounding it, you ask yourself, how can this, okay, for one particular person to say this, okay, fine. You say, okay, this particular person saying this, maybe there's a problem. And then the people around this particular person saying this is not in any way saying, oh, this thing that these electorates are saying are true. Let us listen to them. No one. It is very sad. Very, very sad. Going from place to place, distributing food items and what have you will not solve the problem. The thing is, if Nigeria is bad, people will still say it's bad. You cannot come and say, I'm telling you, that is what will happen. If you're donating things to make sure that the situation calms down, you should be ready to tell the government itself to do the needful so as to make sure that these people are listened to. You cannot come back and say, oh, these people should stop agitating, that they should stop agitating and listen to you when you cannot, you are not supposed to. These people have the right to say what their opinion. This is a democratic system of government. They have the right to say if this government is not doing well, it is not doing well. And of course, they have the right to do so. The government should take it, I've said it earlier on, should take it as a means of, okay, these are the areas, as a pointer. These are the areas where we are going to do, and if we do well in them, then the people can, appreciate us the more. Exactly. That is it. Not coming out to say, oh, he should not, speak against the government. Speaking against the government is not speaking against, it is speaking against what the government has failed at. Those things the government has failed at. And so you cannot come out and say, oh, please do not call white, white. Please call it black. You cannot come out to say so. Neither can you come out and say, you do not call green, blue. Please call it blue. No. The government should at least, okay, these are the areas where that it is seeming like we are not doing well. Let us make adjustments in this area. And at the end of the day, these same people who are saying you have not done well, they are going to, these people, they are not daft. They are people with flesh and blood and with conscience. If the government does well, of course, they will say the government did well. If they do not, they'll say the government did not do well. They are not agitating for their pockets. I keep saying it. These people are not agitating for gold or silver or diamond. They are agitating for justice, fairness, and equity. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen until I come your way next time.